into magic and miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I'm your favorite life coach under the sun. Reason why? Nobody has a coaching program like I have, because I've created it myself and it works every single time. As long as you are serious about your transformation, as long as you don't rebuttal my methods and you trust me, and as long as you come prepared to work. And another very important reason is because nobody spends as much time with and on their clients like I do. True story. 2 to 3 times per week, I rendezvous with all of my clients, whether on Zoom session or on telephone call. Everything is recorded in my coaching, and I recommend 2 to 3 months in coaching with me for the full process to take effect, for everything to be processed, and for you to understand exactly what you need to do going forward. So it's a very intense program. However, this is the only way to do it for it to last and to have lasting results. Now, sometimes some clients do come back to talk to me maybe like a year, 6 months later for touch-ups. And on my website, you'll see 5 phone calls. That's the package for you. But in general, if you want to get into my coaching, you need to pre-book, sign the coaching agreement, read through it. I'm not a therapist. You need to conduct yourself respectfully, really respect the rules of my coaching, as it were. Please watch more than one video, okay, in order to get to know my personality. I'm very direct. I don't dilly-dally, which is why my success rate is 90%. So again, you have to show up respectful, open-minded, ready to work, leave your ego at the door. I really do not care what you think you've done thus far, what kind of work. If you really corrected your thinking, your mindset, as it were, it would have already worked. So if you're experiencing certain things in your life still, then allow me to do the work. So you're hiring a professional for a reason. Also want to remind everybody that the entry-level coaching packages are as follows. The monthly Magic and Miracles audios that I send you Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And that's material that will eventually go into my book. Everything is copyrighted no matter what on my channel, and the audios naturally. They're not to be distributed. They're not to be profited from. They're not to be, shared anywhere, etc., etc. So this is all copyright protected by me. And essentially, all of that material is entry-level coaching. So I share a lot of exercises, share a lot of one-on-one coaching material there. And you'd be very wise to sign up. It's at $550 now. Eventually, I will definitely increase. There are 12 audios per month. In addition to that, the video school, I highly recommend. Lots of already tremendously magnificent feedbacks that I've gotten from different clients. And I was nervous putting it out because it's not one-on-one, but it's 12 videos. It's a 1 month deal. 12 videos in that 1 month that you will get, 3 videos per week. Okay, so again, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Fridays, you will get a video. It's about 30 minutes long, sometimes a little bit longer, giving you step-by-step instructions, okay, going through my coaching program. And again, this is copyright protected. Never had, like, now I'm going to like go in saying all this shit because whatever. I mean, my audience is growing, so I don't know who's watching, etc., etc. So really have to kind of like put that out there. Again, never thought I had to do it. And so it's uniquely to be practiced by me, okay? Again, never thought I'd have to say that. Again, this is very kind of like meticulous. If you follow all the instructions, if you do all the exercises as I tell you to do them, you will achieve success. And so these videos are not sent to you by a link through Dropbox, and you will be able to download them and rewatch them. So this right now, I think it's at $13.50. It's a gift. I'm telling you, it's a gift. This is what I cover in 3 months. But again, you don't get me live. Nothing will substitute coaching one-on-one. But this is for somebody who cannot come into coaching for whatever reason, right? So again, if you have any questions, just email me directly. Otherwise, just pre-book, sign the coaching agreement, and or you can book 1 hour session and then sign up. But ultimately, coaching is the where it's really at. Okay, let me read some comments here before I get into this. Yes, 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 says you know nothing. I have been waiting for this talk. Oh, okay. So funny. Melissa Todd, hey, it's Trey here, aka Mortal Coil. Uh-huh. Can't wait for the live. I have questions with answers that are fleeting, and I'm sure you can assist. Okay. Hi, Ketvi. I have to answer your email later. I don't want to make it public, my answer. Today, I'm drinking Japanese sencha. It's really quite nice, actually, although the color is not that deep. I usually like darker. It's really, I don't know, it's quite nice. It's grassy yet it's sweet. I don't know. It's new. Uh, so the topic of today is whatever you say goes. So the idea is essentially that the world outside as you know it is essentially a reflection of yourself. Okay? So this is why when you are complaining about things, when you are kind of like noticing things going in another direction than you wanted them to go, it's not necessarily that you've done anything wrong, is that the ideas that you're buying into right now, that needs correction. Okay, so the repetition of a certain pattern in particular, okay, for me, when I notice a pattern, when I notice a certain like escalation, usually that's what happens with people, where it's like there's an episode that happened early on and then it's a repetition of the same pattern, but the longer it's not addressed, the more amplified it becomes. And that's basically the message from the universe. Hey, you need to address this because otherwise it's going to get worse and worse and worse. Thank you, Ketvi. I saw that. Oh, thank you so much. And so when you have a certain kind of thinking, it's automatically produced on the outside, right? So without even thinking. And so ultimately, that's what you're thriving for. In order to be able to produce exactly what you want on the spot, every day, in your relationships, long term, et cetera, the thinking really needs to be paid attention to. And when you're really having fun at it, it becomes a fun game. It's not a punishment, it's not a chore. I just want to underline this like 300 million times because I feel like a lot of coaches like really make this like a job. It sounds like so hard, and they bring in like boards and this, that, and the other. And it's really quite simple, right? So how do you feel about this person right now? How do you feel about your money right now? How do you feel about whatever, right, that you're manifesting? Your feelings tell the accurate story of what it is that you're putting out there. Like the energy never lies. And so if you have any kind of friction around some topic, friction around this person, so you can tell yourself whatever kind of pretty story on the outside. The energy doesn't lie, and it will override completely what it is that you were telling yourself. The feeling will override every single time. Okay, and yes, it's Neville Goddard said it best, the feeling is the secret. However, it's more than that. It's about really being honest to yourself, okay, with yourself, about the things that you're entertaining. This is where the feeling is coming from. So it's easy to say, okay, the feeling is the secret. Okay, got it. But how do I get to this feeling? Would be key information, in my opinion. I don't think he ever like entertained that quite, it was very kind of like, I don't know, very too simplistic, I would say. Not that he didn't have good ideas, but too simplistic. And so it's whatever you're saying to yourself, okay? Literally whatever you are contemplating at that moment. And for me, I see it like so simply. Even the most well-meaning person with a good heart, with kind, intentions, etc., can be a magnet to a repetition of the same fucking bullshit, increasingly so, like I said in the beginning, because you're welcoming it with your thoughts. So it's another story when, let's just say, for example, you encounter an asshole and energetically they do not affect you. You just deal with them, with white gloves, like I say, this is going to become one of my expressions. What? Not surgical gloves, like, kind of like white gloves. I'll deal with you with lawyers or whatever. Not for nothing. And I'm not emotionally involved, or I'll deal with you like whatever, goodbye and go fuck yourself. But another one is when you're engaging emotionally with somebody, right? And you're allowing them to affect you, okay? Allowing yourself to be really shaken by them, okay? And I have a story later about that from my personal life, because I know you guys like examples and, talking about my personal life. What I share, okay? I don't share everything because privacy, yeah, does matter to me. Not for nothing. So as much as I can. So this invitation then becomes energetic, okay? If you are vulnerable to the point where you don't have your self-esteem, in other words, in check, you don't have a boundary set up where anybody can tell you anything and you will accept it as a given, rather than, wait a minute, let's just examine this for a second. Who's talking? What are they saying to me? And then I'll think about it if this applies to me at all. And so it takes a person who is vulnerable, and this is going to sound a little bit like something like maybe triggering for some people, but it takes a person who doesn't have a boundary to be abused. It takes a person who thinks already negatively to attract rejection. It takes a person on the other spectrum who's already totally, completely in love with their life and in love with themselves in the most healthiest way, not in a narcissistic way, to attract a lover that will mirror that. Okay, so the entirety of time, and again, parenthesis here, not saying that once in a while you will not attract some random fucking asshole who means absolutely nothing, right? If your personal life is intact, if your business is intact, if your self-esteem is intact, like, it's just life, you know what I mean? You will attract like a random fucking asshole who will try to cause you problems or whatever, and it will mean absolutely nothing to you. And that's ultimately the goal, okay? Sometimes I slip into like some weird accents. I don't even know what accent that was. Sorry. Uh, that's ultimately the goal, to be unaffected by asshole. You just say, oh, this is just an asshole. This is just an asshole, okay? This is just an asshole. It means nothing to me. This is Russian accent. So it means nothing to me. It's entertainment purely. We observe, like we go to the zoo. Oh, there's a fucking asshole. Goodbye. Means nothing. You move on. You know what I mean? Oh, okay. Here's what like some creature looks like. That, okay, I just look at you in the zoo and I go home and my life is fine. That kind of deal. Okay. And I'm really serious, actually. It's a really good metaphor. But when it becomes that you notice it coming up in your own personal life, your personal relationships, your personal situation, your mindset, your mental health, your anxiety, the way that you react, internally, like, and again, here's my school of thought. All right. I allow myself to get angry. I allow myself to react in a healthy way. I'm a fucking person. I don't really understand how people teach all these like so-called coaches out there, not for nothing, like full of shit, all of them, most of them, I would say. Okay, not all of them. One or two maybe. Okay, maybe five out of all of them. I've yet to see one that's like really good. Like seriously though, like show me one good coach other than Bentinho Massaro, other than Greg Braden. But those are not coaches. They're not coaching anybody. Joe Dispenza, teachers. Okay, teachers. Let's just go with teachers. A lot of people just talk, just like regurgitating shit, and it's just like, why are you doing this to yourself? Anyway, really embarrassing in my opinion. How are you not supposed to react? You're human. You feel fucking things. The idea is not to get agitated on the inside. If you get agitated on the inside, yeah, I mean, now you know. And even then, all right, you can just notice it. Oh, uh, I'm doing it. I don't want to do that. I can just observe it like a movie, like again, the zoo, something theater play, some bullshit like that. I don't have to get emotionally involved. This is like just observation, just information, just what I'm observing, what I have created. And so that's the difference. If you're reacting as in I can get angry momentarily, let the anger pass through me, and then that's it, it's over. It's done. It's human to react. It's not really recommended that you stay engaged emotionally based on somebody else's bullshit. Okay, and yes, it might seem like it's contradiction because hey Anna, you just said everybody, everything is a reflection of you. What I mean by that is the things that truly matter to you. I think it's impossible for you to correct everybody and adjust everything. It's like, how much time do you have in the fucking day? Like, that's impossible. I feel like, yeah, there are some things that you don't even want to control. It's so transient. It's here today, gone tomorrow. Even if it's a few months, whatever the fuck. Okay. I really mean the situations that are really dear to your heart. Again, the money, your SP, your house, pa 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 pa. And the majority of the time your life is beautiful, then you don't give a shit. And so allowing yourself to get angry, upset, disappointed is human. It's human fucking nature. But not allowing those feelings to derail you from the main plan, from your understanding and holding your help me God, your values, your not barricades, certain situations that you will not do. Okay, your boundaries. There we go. Boundaries need to be there. This I don't go that way. I don't play these fucking petty games. I don't stoop to your fucking stupid level. I am on my level. I see you there, down there, doing bullshit shit. Okay, have fun. I hope that, someday you will recover from your stupid shit. But not getting involved in the situation of like, oh, let me try to figure out what this is all about and why I have created this and do. Yeah, you know what? I don't give a shit. Okay? I don't give a shit. I keep going. I keep creating. And so we go back to the situation where the reflection of what it is on the inside that keeps producing this pattern. Okay, really being honest with yourself. I find the more that I coach people, and really understanding, like, if it is that you need help, really addressing that rather than putting your head in the sand like an ostrich and saying nothing is wrong. So 3D never lies, and so observing what it is that you're creating in your personal life right now and being honest about it, not saying, oh yeah, like I wish, like, I mean, I don't know, I could really tell stories like how many clients have told me, yeah, I'm a student of law of attraction, and all this kind of jazz for years. No. Okay, we could talk about that, or we could talk about the real deal at hand, which is you have a problem. All right. So I'm not so interested in knowing about the work you've done. I'm very interested in what the problem is right now, because that will tell me a much more accurate story of what is going on rather than this, okay, about how many books you've read. There's only one job at hand, is understanding who you are, what kind of energy you're vibrating. The end. And another job is being honest with yourself, not only about what you're vibrating, how you really feel about certain things, but being honest about how people have treated you. Okay? And really putting the two together and figuring out how to correct it. That's it. That's the mosaic of life, of like, I felt this is what I attracted. I felt this is how they treated me. Da. So now I just have to really adjust myself and not accept any more bullshit. Have these complete, listen, self-respect comes first. If you don't have that, you have nothing. So I think it's self-respect then and self-love that comes through when you're really being honest with yourself. It's like, okay, this person was an asshole. Okay, so by yes, labeling this person was an asshole to me, then I can do something with it. Telling myself that I should have done this, or this does not make sense, and I've never seen this before, and all these things, and this came out of the blue. No, it didn't come out of the blue. Nothing comes out of the blue. It's just that you're not paying attention to how you're vibrating, okay? And so, again, if you're a people pleaser, you will attract a person who will be, taking advantage of that. It's just the two puzzles will fit. Okay, if you are accepting other people's bullshit as your own, more bullshit will come your way. All right. If you're not accepting of the fact that you're commanding things into existence, in other words, that whatever you think, whatever you say literally becomes, then it's like you're not even accepting your role as a creator in your reality. And so I'll give you a very simple example, okay? For those of you especially who want to manifest contact, okay? How being honest with yourself, and really paying attention to your vibration really equals power. Okay, honesty equals power. Really being honest and transparent, like, yeah, this person did this, and I cannot, like, translate it into anything else other than this was this. Covering it up, trying to interpret it differently, blah blah blah, not being honest with yourself translates in what? A new person showing up just like that and doing the same fucking bullshit or close to it. Okay, you will just repeat the pattern. There's nothing else that's going to happen. So this story is a little bit kind of like twofold. I've been married twice. I think most of you know. Hi, Lazarus. It's been a while. And my second husband was a real, situation where he didn't want to divorce me. He wanted more money to get divorced and all this fucking bullshit. At some point, he tried to blackmail me. I mean, it's a situation like out of the wazoo. Kind of like what I'm dealing with right now, but I'm kind of like ready for it. Been ready for it because I've seen this before. People who just want to get shit from you just because they want to be difficult. And he was not signing the divorce papers, right, for the longest, and I mean like for years. And I was dating somebody briefly, and it was fine. I mean, it was fine relationship. It wasn't anything serious. And at the end of it, I started feeling like I started noticing some similarities about, not completely telling me the truth and not some kind of a weird vibration. I didn't even want to get to the bottom of it, to be honest with you. At that point in my life, I was just like, if I'm sensing something weird, I'm just like, I'm done. I'm not even going to entertain this any further. And I remember I even saw a dream about this guy doing something shitty. It was just like something behind my back. And I was like, you know what? I'm like so like not even interested in even knowing the truth. I just know my intuition. So he came over my place at that time, and there was a shift in my life going on. I had just moved to my house. A lot of new things were happening, and just overall I became like a new person, it seemed like, overnight. It was another story for another time. And he came over my house one day, and I was just like, this is done for me. I'm just not going to entertain this. Yeah, la la la, you're a great guy, have a nice day, kind of deal. And I remember like the shock on his face, like, and I didn't even explain myself, nothing. I just said what I just said. And he was in complete shock. He was trying to like, whatever, try to talk me out of it and blah, blah, blah. And it was like, no. And my energy is like when I'm sensing somebody's not being honest with me or some kind of weird bullshit. And inside I was like, so he left and that was fine. And so simultaneously though, in the back of my mind, there was the story of like, I need to get the fucking divorce finalized. Like I can't have this energy in my life because I feel like this is why it's kind of like this frustration was resulting in this person that I felt kind of weird about. And I mean, for years, like maybe 5 years at that point, something crazy like that. I've been trying to find my ex-husband and he's been, whatever, incommunicado, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes threatening me, asking me for money, like crazy shit. So I finally said, as soon as that guy left, literally, I was like, I'm starting over my life, as it were. I'm setting new boundaries. I'm creating new, businesses, blah, blah, blah. It's like 7 years ago or something now, almost 8. Yeah. And I'm, I need my divorce. Okay. And I literally, that's all I said. Now it's time to get rid of my soon to be ex husband. And that's all I said. I was just like cooking something or something. And I remember precisely the moment, I kid you not, the next day I heard from him for the first time in a long time. And then, long story short, it was a long debacle because again, I just wanted like really quick. This is how deliberate my energy was. Like, I got to get rid of him. I got to clean my energy. Long story short, he wouldn't stop threatening me, la la la, and he got arrested. Okay. And a lot of good things happened from that because like literally my divorce like got finalized very quickly after that. But it dragged on for some time. And so why I'm telling you this story is because first of all, commanding contact, it needs to be very deliberate. Okay, so for a long time I wasn't deliberate about it. It dragged on. I hated receiving his threatening emails, blah 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 blah. But when I really made up my mind and I was like, you are fucking, that's it, we're doing this. He messaged me like I think it was like a day or something. Like I was literally taking a bubble bath with my iPad. I'm like, shit, here it is, kind of deal. No, but now imagine if it's a loving situation where, somebody, you really want to hear from, and then you're deliberate about that. And so, two things, right? I was honest with myself. I had some garbage going on in my life at that moment, and I needed to take it out so as not to encounter it anymore. Not even anything in the vicinity, not even anything close. And two, I got the contact when I wanted it. And my life, and very shortly after, I mean, it took like a year and a half, not gonna lie, but it still was, comparably short. Sorry, 1 second. I got rid of him. That's it. And it was like, I can finally, get married to somebody that I want to get married to. I mean, literally, that took away like so much drama and everything like that. And so these are the kinds of the things that, again, if you have certain situations that are bothering you, and literally, maybe it's not a physical taking out of the garbage, but it's some kind of a lingering situation in your mind that it still affects the engine. It's still you're going to encounter a reproduction of that somebody in your life in one shape or another. Okay. When it affects you personally, when it's something that you can deal with, with work or this or that. I mean, whatever, different people. I mean, people just get jealous. I mean, what else can I say? Like, I'm the number one example of that. People just get jealous. When you're authentic, when you're true to what you do, when you're good at what you do, people get jealous. I think that like comes with the territory. I'm talking about relationships. I'm talking about the quality of your vibration, like what it is that you're putting out there. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Let me read what Ketvi wrote. I commanded no rain today, says Ketvi. It was in the forecast for days. I ended up having to drive somewhere that day. So the night before I said no rain tomorrow. Here we are, no rain at all. Spoke it into existence. Yes, that's my favorite. Nice. Hi, Gabriella. Ketvi, so many horn hunks at specific moments today in the life. Yeah, I don't even notice them anymore. I'm like, whatever. So, Ketvi, I love being VIP. Yeah. Yeah, you earned it. Sorry, 1 second. Anyway, so it's a mirror, right? It's something like bothering you. Something really kind of like even in the back of my mind, like, you know what I mean? I dreaded dealing with that situation because I knew how unpleasant he was. I knew that, whatever, he was like trying to threaten me with everything under the sun. And instead, like, it was so funny, the people who do stupid shit like that, literally trying to get on over, like, if he had just accepted what I was offering him at that moment, like it would have been avoided. Like worse shit happened to him. I just cannot share it in live in case he's still fucking obsessively spying on me, which, oh my God. Um, yeah. People, psychopaths are fucking crazy, man. They're like literally stalking you. It's crazy. Like, what do you want with me? Go work on your life. But it literally, not only did he get arrested, like something even worse happened. Because I completely cut the cord with that energy, and I was like, that's it. You're done. You're done leeching off of my energy. Finito. And I cannot, like, this is why I encourage people to really be honest with themselves, really let stuff go. Especially people who are really abusive, and he was abusive to me in many ways. And I don't want to get into it because it's going to be long and probably unnecessary, but you can imagine, in every shape or form, okay, in every way you can imagine, financially abusive, physically, emotionally, verbally, blah 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 blah. I was always the worst person under the sun and all this kind of bullshit, and I put up with it because whatever, love. uh, but thankfully, like within the 2 years of being married, I walked out of that marriage, right? I mean, rather he abandoned me, and I was glad, and I was like, well, fine, whatever, bye, kind of deal. And he, just left me, disappeared into the abyss, and only like would email me for money, and I was like, are you fucking shitting me right now? So I dragged it on because it was unpleasant, and I feel like a lot of people, that's what they do, because it's like it could have been ended like a long time ago. I was just busy, with my businesses, this and the other. I should have made it a priority, but when I finally focused on, I owe this to myself. I need to be happy. I need to have a man of my dreams in my bed, okay, for fuck's sake, and in my life, and helping me, and not being like this fucking abuser, and sucking my fucking good energy. Then it became like a completely different story. And yeah, it was unpleasant. Yeah, I needed to, my lawyers and the court, baba boo. But you know what? I felt like a free fucking woman. I was like, fuck, man. I should have, like, I felt like I was born again. Like, seriously, I remember the moment that my lawyer sent me the papers. I was just like, oh, yay! Let's get married tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, hold on. Ketvi goes, thank you for sharing your life stories. You're welcome. Ketvi says, my stories are so similar to yours, not exact, but damn near close. It's so surprising, like when I share, like a lot of people don't comment because I have very high class clients, if I just say so myself, and some of them are shy to comment, and I understand for privacy, this and that, but like a lot of people tell me then in private, like, wow, yeah, what you shared, like I can so totally relate. And that one and this one and that one and this one, it's like so funny how it works. Like, so this is why I share it, whatever I can. Okay, Ketvi says, exactly, these energies drain, those energies drain. My mom, which trickle down to relationships. Yeah. Yeah, well, I know that one. Misty Leaf. Saw my SP today with another dude. My new SP is a bottle of rum. What? Yeah, I'm too sentimental to want that trash bag. What? Okie dokie. Well, there you are. I guess maybe you. Well, I hope you don't mean it, that it's a bottle of rum, literally. Ketui goes, what? Yeah. Anyway. So, in other words, in conclusion, if you're not getting what you want in your life right now, right? There's something there, okay, that's stuck in your engine, literally in your vibration, that you need to take care of, right? And if you're honest, again, in my coaching, I always get to it. Sometimes it's in the first session that I already know. And people are so funny because they so like desperate to get to feeling good that they don't want to like even stop and like process. They tell me sometimes the problem like in the very first session. Sometimes it's longer, to get to it, but sometimes it's in the very first session and they try to minimize it because that's what they were used to, accustomed to doing. Like, oh, I'm not important, my feelings are not important, this is just whatever. It's not whatever. You just told me the problem and you're going to just like swipe it under the carpet. So this is how like conditioned people are, to just be like, yeah, yeah, this is nothing, blah, blah, blah. No, this is big. Sometimes like the biggest things are so subtle that, you don't realize how much it affects you. You really just completely don't understand how big this is, how much you're carrying every single day on your shoulders, metaphorically speaking. And sometimes literally, sometimes it translates into physical symptoms, literally like feeling certain types of things because of this energy, like literally dragging you down. And so if you want something, you're not achieving it, something needs to shift. Something needs to click completely into place where you literally don't allow the room emotionally or physically in your world to affect your overall success. If you're not getting what you want, you're being the opposite of what it is you want energetically. So let's just say you want an apology from somebody, very simplistically put, but you're blaming yourself for how they treated you. You're never going to get there. This is why I feel like honesty is so necessary about what this person did. So you could stop blaming yourself and take some of that crap and give it back to them. And be like, yeah, I manifested you like this, but fuck, this is all your bullshit anyway. And parenthesis here, more of the bullshit is coming from the person who affected you in the first place. So when you're walking around bullshit free, in other words, it becomes a whole other situation, it becomes a whole other vibration. And then you can become a match, effortlessly so, to what it is you want. And then it's not such a struggle. It's not 10,000 fucking affirmations. It's not, you know what I mean? It's not endless, what am I doing wrong? It's just like, I am free. My energy is so free, so pure, so authentic that I cannot help but to manifest everything quick and instantaneously, right? So again, if what you're saying, if whatever that you're saying throughout the day does not match up with what it is that you want to receive, energetically speaking, right? If energetically you are worried about something, if energetically you're not standing up for yourself, if energetically you're not taking out the garbage out of your life that's been affecting you for God knows how many years, okay? If energetically you're still playing small, then these are the results you will, and not attributing importance to all of this being important and downplaying it and all this kind of shit. That's it. Whatever you say goes. And that's what you're commanding. Like, quite literally, energetic commands are way more powerful than any of your fruitful affirmations will ever be. Then for, I don't even know how to read this. Dan. Hello, Dan. Make it simple, will you? For me to read. Let me just check my notes real quick. The same thing goes, like, let's just say some people say, again, this is a topic like overly discussed, but it's just, I've discussed it on my channel many times, where it's like, if I'm thinking of this person, are they thinking of me? Yes, but the quality of thoughts matters so much. Meaning, again, if you're blaming yourself for the separation, they're blaming you, versus if you really look at what really happened. And sometimes when you're a people pleaser, not for nothing, it's like, yeah, you're blaming yourself the entirety of time. Oh, what did I say? Should have done things better, and should have said this, da, da, da. When you really look at what you have in front of you, and that, no, I've been a good person to this guy or girl, What am I to blame for? No, I did everything correctly. Then they received the telepathic message automatically and they start thinking, wow, that person was a real fucking catch. I fucked up. Okay, but if you're in the process of blaming yourself, if you're in the process of, you know, being not kind to yourself, not standing up for yourself, not valuing your presence in that relationship, not valuing yourself, period. Okay, just like pleasing everybody around you. And listen, I mean, 99.99% of my clients, like super fucking nice people, like the most extraordinary people you will ever find. Seriously, I'm very impressed. Off of YouTube, I mean. And outside YouTube alike. But I mean, that, it's word of mouth. So I'm not left in the dark who's coming in. Like with YouTube, I'm wide open, right? So I never know like what I get. But I've been really blessed. So 99.999% of my clients have been tremendous. And it's kind of like really interesting how the most benevolent person can be thinking such extraordinarily, completely wrong things about themselves, where it's obvious that they've done nothing wrong, completely distorted point of view. Misty Leaf, yeah, it's crazy. Lazarus, 100%. So again, change your mind about what you deserve. Change your mind today. Like I told you the story to inspire you, hopefully. I had a shift in my thinking, how I'm going to conduct business, kind of money I'm going to make, where I'm going to live, kind of people I will entertain. And not for nothing, like, I'm a sucker for a handsome guy, all right? And it was hard for me to tell this person, have a nice day, because he was really fucking handsome. Completely my type, but the energy was like off. And I just knew that I deserved more. Like I could have been one of these people who would settle, like, oh, everything is good on the outside and this dream, let me just not be delusional. But I went with it. I was just completely like, fuck this, not wasting more time, you know? And so that honesty, that approach of like, I deserve better, I deserve the best. I deserve the best. So when you're setting the bar high like this and becoming like more aware of like what you're sending out, you become like really careful. It's kind of like, you go to these restaurants, right? I'm sure a lot of you have been to these restaurants where they bring you like a little portion and it's like $100. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like really tiny portions, but really good. This is how you should treat your energy. Like, I'm going to send out my energy only in small portions because it's gold and towards the right thing. All right? Towards the right someone, towards the right something. The people who try to, do some bullshit shit, yeah, all right. I'm a human being. I can like look at it and not feel so great, but it doesn't get my gold energy. And then it's like you become like ultra careful because like what you let in and what you absolutely must take out of your life. Like I can't even like come up with words how important it is, because it's a, how they like to say it, it's a state of being. It's a real game changer is what it really is. It's like becoming a new person. There's nothing, like no other way I can explain it. It's becoming a new person, vibrationally speaking, and thus in every other way, really being a match to every single desire that you want and will want, is becoming a different version of yourself, one that will not accept crap from other people, and one that will not accept energetic crap either. You know what I mean? No, this is your crap, so leave me the fuck alone. And so this vibrational resonance needs to be achieved, right? So don't lie to yourself. Don't hide under the pillow or have a head, up your ass, excuse me, about things that are staring you in the face. Like abuse is abuse. A good person is a good person, okay? And somewhere in the middle, you have other shit, okay? So that I find, as simplistic as that sounds, not for nothing, but for a lot of people, it's very challenging, because when you care about somebody and when you kind of like almost hand over your power to them, you never should do that. You really should like completely remind yourself, this is just a game. This person, this guy or girl, however like wonderful they are, they're still just a character in my fucking show. So I need to pay attention. I really need to pay attention. And it cannot be that, and this is not narcissistic, this is just being aware of where the power really is and how to create exactly what you want. If this person is behaving how I don't like them to behave, I have every right to fire them from the theater of my life. Okay? And this doesn't mean that, oh, whatever, I have like short temper and this, that. No, only good will come into my life. And if you're not how I want you to be, you don't deserve my attention. You don't deserve anything from me at all. And then it becomes a different, like, again, you become selective who you treat with kindness and gold. Lazarus, tiny portions because you have to have room for the full course meal. That is the full course meal. You know how they have these like tastings or whatever? I don't know. It's the tiny portions. Be a match to the highest and then see your life transform, essentially. Okay, who has questions? Because I've talked and talked. And the funny thing is, here's the other thing that I really quick want to say. The funny thing is that the entirety of time you're able to do it is just getting there in your mind, like I've had it kind of deal, And so a lot of people, what they do is like they wait until such moment when the life is, falling apart in every sense of and direction. You shouldn't. You should just nip it in the bud when it's, happening. And when you're feeling some type of way, you should acknowledge it. Ketvi, that was my mental response to Lazarus. Oh, tiny portions. Okay, who has questions? Hold on, I'm just checking my notes. Yeah, I kind of said what I wanted to say. The sencha is not bad, but now it's like too grassy for me. Back to Paris after this. Okay, no questions. Oh, there was something I forgot to mention also. I started offering this course. I already mentioned this before. Big Sexy Confidence. Okay, this is the package solely directed towards the confidence. Okay, so it doesn't have to be that you're bringing back your SP. You can just get involved with building up your confidence. Still going through my coaching, but I focus specifically on what it is that you believe about yourself, how you carry yourself at work, how you carry yourself in your dates, etc., etc. So it's already on my website. So that's another one. Ketvi, I taste grass in things too. Yeah, it's not my favorite. Started out pretty good. You know how deceptive it is? It starts out like black and really fruity, and then it turns into this situation. It's like, what? Anyway. Nothing goes. No questions, but no questions, but your message is confirmation I'm on the right track and being aware of where my energy is focused. We need a rampage of how powerful we are. Hi, Lista. I got so, like, you commented the other day, not the other day, but some other day. And I was like, I don't want to make an assumption that this is Lista because I've never seen this profile. But yeah, so nice to see your face. We need a rampage of how powerful we are. What am I, Abraham Hicks? Rampage. How powerful, dude. You just sit down and decide. You just sit down and decide after you've cleared the garbage. Okay, Yes, it's me, Lista says. Yay! I didn't want to be presumptuous, but yeah, cool. And thank you so much for that comment. That really made my day. Um, okay. What did you want to tell me? Um, fuck, I already forgot what I was going to say. When you clear out the garbage, you can just sit down. Oh, the other thing that I wanted to share with you guys, which I think is pretty powerful. When I was, and I think it was, I can't remember whether it was before or after the situation, the story that I just told you about my ex-husband. But it was around the same time. I would say it was around, I don't remember now. It was so long ago. Whatever. It was around that time. Hold on. I had the foot spa, but I couldn't get any gems. Okay. I'll email you later. I don't know what that means. Oh, nice that you had the foot spa. The gems? What gems? So around that time when I manifested contact with my ex-husband so I could get divorced already, start the process, I wrote a song. And so here's the deal, like sometimes the way that I write songs, I've written songs like, I don't know, since I was 13 or whatever, right? But lick the gems of your toes. Oh, it's the gem. Gem like is in so funny. Gem as in, like preserves of fruit. That's how I say it. But gems, that's even sexier. Lister, you're so funny. That's even sexier right there. Gems of your toes. Wow. Where are we? We were completely downplaying this metaphor. I'm gonna use that from now on. Oh my god, I love it. Gems are way sexier. What was I doing all this time? Hello, how are you? Oh man, that is fun. Okay. Now my makeup is melting off my face. I'm having so much fun. Okay. I'm not done with my appointments yet today. Okay. Wow, that was unexpected and fun. Okay. Uh, okay, where was I? Oh, okay. I've written a song. I changed it to gems. Yes, exactly. Lista, you're funny. I written a song, and how I write songs is I'm unconsciously it's channeling, another form of channeling. About whatever, it just purse next. Yes, yes, yes to purse. Unconsciously channeling something that would inevitably predict my future, like predict my manifestations. And when I became aware of it, I started paying attention. But most importantly, around that time, I wrote a song about a former lover coming back, and this being a very kind of like not a happy situation, let's just say. Hi, Kevin. Meaning like somebody who's wronged me and they're coming back. And I think I wrote it, maybe lover, maybe friend. It could be interpreted both ways. And it was literally, I probably wrote it like right before. It had to be maybe 2 weeks before the whole situation. And it was so unconscious because I was like, I'm writing this, but I don't know what I'm writing this about, kind of deal. Which is why, but when I write, poetry or songs, I get emotionally involved because I don't really know like where it's coming from or what I kind of like what I'm channeling here. But as I'm writing it, I have to get emotionally involved because there's a melody attached to it and I'm writing it and da da da. Which is why scripting is so powerful because you get emotionally involved. So essentially it translated into manifestation of, finally my ex reaching out. So it's exactly the same deal. And the energy with which, oh, here's another one that I really wanted to say. This is how powerful emotions are, and this is how powerful energy is in general, which is why, you know what? I'm going to start calling myself, I'm your favorite energy life coach or some shit like that. I don't know. I'm definitely changing it from the manifestation coach because everybody and their mother is using that. Can you show us some poetry? No. I write for other people. So they end up, using it. Hold on, before I forget, let me just make a note. And I will answer this question. So if you've decided you don't want any particular person anymore, how do you end the attachment? You just say goodbye. That's your problem. You don't want them, you don't want them. That's it. So the emotion creates. This is how the power, this is how powerful you are. This is how you exercise your power. The emotion creates. So if you have forgotten emotions that you've buried, right, that you've completely like shoved under the carpet, don't worry about it. They're still there. This is why I'm so adamant, like pay attention to how you vibrate. Like you may have already completely made it normal for yourself, okay? Completely normal that you're normally pissed off or normally disappointed or normally whatever, but that is not the original state that you belong in. The original state is that of wonder, of happiness, of feeling like a superstar of your world, of feeling on top of the fucking world. Yes, even with certain kind of situations that irritate you, like momentarily here and there, the overall feeling of happiness has to be there. The energy is so potent, and you really need to like treat it like, yes, the little portions in the fucking super expensive restaurant, because that's who you are, that golden Buddha. Your energy is literally like gold. So when you get engaged, not engaged like this, but get involved with, a person, or even get engaged with a person who is completely drama, trauma, panorama, like, what do you think is going to happen to your energy? You're going to be depleted. You're going to be depleted of every fucking thing. So your best idea is to, let me answer this one, Mr. Leaf, cut the cord of energy, say goodbye. I don't care what the story is. Your energy doesn't resonate with me. I don't even want to, like I've gotten to the point where in the past I would be like, well, let's try and maybe I'm wrong. But now I'm like, oh, I'm feeling something. I already know. Like it's not that I don't know. The other day I saw this guy on Instagram who is quite brilliant in my opinion, and I wish I could remember what the fuck his username is, but I can't. It's something very complicated, something poetry. He was talking about empath, and he said something to the effect of, the empath always knows what he or she is looking at. And oh fuck, I wish I could remember his username because he's quite brilliant. He's like a long-haired dude in a hat, like not a cowboy hat, but like, one of these brim hats. Anyway, he's like, the empath always knows what they're looking at, okay? They're just observing and they're just collecting information, and they will let you play out your bullshit and then handle you accordingly. And I was like, that's exactly what I was talking about on my channel, because this is like exactly what the fuck an empath does. An empath always knows. Like, I look at you and I already know your energy. It's just a matter of time before I get to why I'm feeling this way off of you, this energy. So chances are lots of you are empath. Don't ignore your fucking energy. Say goodbye to that person. Don't look back. Don't make a fucking year's endeavor out of it. All right? Okay, you guys are like talking to each other now without me. Who said I allowed it? I'm just kidding. You're an energy coach. You're an energy coach. That's actually really good. I should trademark that, huh? Ketvi, I see what you did there, Lazarus. You know what? Let me write it down before I forget. I wish YouTube saved those chats, man. I mean, I could ask them to email me, but um, yeah, YouTube people have been really helpful to me. Can't say anything about that. Good vision, cat. You know nothing. Do you have any examples of powerful affirmations to fix vibration and bring back into power when you become aware? Let me take a laughing break right here. Okay, do you know anything about my content? Like, seriously, you know? Sometimes people tell me, like, oh, I love your content, I love your content. It's like they're still talking to me about affirmations. The affirmations themselves are really not where it's at. Don't try to bring yourself back with affirmations. Try to bring yourself back with a feeling. And here's, okay, I have to insert this here because I'm really inspired to, so this is definitely going to answer this, okay? This is what works way better, way better, way better. And the way to really master your energy is to sample from things that you've already lived and then amplify them and color with them your reality. So, like I've talked about when I was a model in New York incessantly on my channel, there would be times when I would really need a job in order to attract a certain amount of money, blah, 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 being chosen every single time, all this jazz. Not a single job did I go to without prepaving my manifestation because I already got used to, I didn't know it back then, like that it was manifesting and blah, blah, blah. I just noticed that when I prepave it with just sitting down and kind of like going through visualization, if you will, but kind of like hearing the words, okay, we'll hire you, blah, 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 this is the amount we're paying you, and just feeling this feeling of, oh my God, I just nailed the job, but feeling it so profoundly. And I don't know about you, but I feel things really profoundly. And I think most empaths do. They really feel like, oh my God, like this feeling is so powerful right now. Like the good stuff, like the bad stuff, I already have it trained in my body that it does. I don't tolerate these feelings. I just, I process my anger and I spit it out, and that's it. It's done. But the good stuff, I really know how to amplify it and to make it so overwhelming for me that I can even cry of joy. So a lot of times when it was really important for me, one time I did it in, like what came to mind as I was talking, I don't know, it was like something like $20,000, maybe even more, maybe 25. And I literally sat down and I was just like, thank you so much for picking me. And it was something a really easy job, by the way, blah, blah, blah. And I literally like brought myself to tears of gratitude, like so much so, like that's how much gratitude I felt, because at that moment I really needed to take care of some shit. And I started like literally crying in my practice. Okay, well, don't you know I nailed the fucking job? Like there was no questions asked. I walked in, talk, you are the one, and that's it. And so energetically, I sent out that energy ahead of myself and I had no doubt that I was going to do that, by the way, because that's how powerful that energy is and how powerfully it went out ahead of me. So, if you wanted a rampage, here's the fucking rampage. Your energy is magic. Your energy is power. This is why you should pay attention to how you feel about things, the kinds of energies that you should directly directed at your SP, your job, all of these situations, you can change it. But if it's shitty right now, you can change it on a dime, provided your vessel, your body, okay, the remote control with which you operate your reality is cleansed of drama, trauma, panorama. There you go. You got your rampage. Now let me just read these comments and wrap up. Misty Leaf, yeah, it's strange because I don't have attachment issues myself, but I kept having dreams about this person, even though she was never in my conscious thoughts in my day-to-day life since we stopped. She is in your consciousness. If you're seeing dreams about somebody, they're in the back of your mind. And it's again, it goes back to the fact that you are thinking of them, just not consciously. It's unprocessed and it's somewhere there circulating. uh Ketvi says, totally hearing you, Anna. Misty Leaf, talking like she was thinking about me and I knew it. There's some unfinished business. You gotta finish up the business, tying up all these things where it's like, sometimes it's something that you either need to learn, acknowledge, validate, say goodbye to doing, stand up for yourself. There's something there lingering for you, Mr. Leaf, that you gotta put an end to. That's why it's there, right? So, and you don't get dreams for no reason, especially about people. Ketvi, we got caught whispering in class and passing notes. I know, right? So you jump timelines. Oh yeah, jump timelines, yeah. I mean, in my opinion, jumping timelines is a lot bigger than that. Jumping timelines, in my opinion, is creating something completely unprecedented. Like, oh my God, I can't believe this actually worked kind of time situation. That's jumping timeline. That to me is, what I consider that. Lazarus, we absolutely did, Kat. Funny. You know nothing. Thank you. I really heard that. Okay, that's wonderful. All right, guys. So if there's anybody else with the question, I think Melissa said that she would have a question, but we don't see Melissa here. So we're going to wrap up. Kevin Leo Swing. Thank you. I was literally scrolling, then I started listening to. Yes, subscribe. Lazarus and I are on the, what is this? Naughty list. Okay. Hilarious. Oh, that's Melissa. Oh, well, goodness gracious. I can't keep up with how many, like, people have too many accounts. You guys have time like that? That is hilarious. Got it. You have so many accounts. My goodness. All right. Thank you everybody for showing up. If you have any questions, go back and rewatch. Always you hear it differently the second time around. So more will sink in. And anybody who is listening in and needs coaching, email me and let me know when is a good time to connect. But generally speaking, pre-book, because I'm booked up every single day, so that you can make sure that you get into my coaching. Okay? Thank you so much, everybody. Bisous, big kiss. Ciao, ciao.